right, welcome back to our social hour right here on K24 this morning with me, Shiko Kaitani. I've got Chris Atemo in studio as well as Robert Burale, aka RB, just discussing the unappreciated man. Something that we came up with following International Men's Day, and just, you know, from a few observations here and there and seeing what men genuinely are saying on social media about how they are just simply unappreciated, undervalued, if you will. And so we've been asking you, do you truly believe that men today are more and more undervalued? And if you do agree, why? Talk to us at K24 TV and through our WhatsApp number that's at the bottom of your screen. Still about to engage my gentlemen on set in just a moment, but let's see what you have to say. All right, someone says, men go through a lot as boys, a man as a father, but we keep our tears on the inside. It takes a wonderful and godly sent woman to understand us. That's Gaina from Kisumu. Thank you. Hello, I'm Duncan from Ndiwa. What should a man do in order to be appreciated by his wife? Gentlemen, put a pin on that. All right, thank you so much for that. And I think he's representing quite a number of people, right? Good morning, Shiko. It's true, men are underrated. Kwanza, there are these threads on Twitter, Mwanaume hafai. This thread gives me goosebumps and too much anger. Men are people just like you ladies. I believe they have the right to have everything and have the right to express their emotions. And the society should support them in every way possible. Thank you. Men are so much underappreciated because in society, men can do 1,000 good things, but society will only amplify the one wrong thing. Men are in pain. I love the panelists you're hosting today because they are real-life coaches in that line. Alphas, tuning in from Kisii. Asante sana. Hi, gentlemen. It seems that we've got more yeses than nos in regards to our men, you know, unappreciated more and more today. Right. But take, for example, the gentleman who said, how do I get my woman to appreciate me more? And I think, you know, he kind of resonates with so many men today who feel that in my household, this is an issue.
Well, I think, you know, there's some people, human beings who will never appreciate you even if you do the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just in them. Mm-hmm. So I think, just as I said earlier, as long as a man is doing what he's supposed to do, mm-hmm. sometimes you just have to encourage yourself. Mm-hmm. As long as, and somebody somewhere will appreciate you. But sadly, sometimes, we tend to appreciate men when they are almost on their deathbed. Mm-hmm. Men get more appreciation when their eyes have gone weak, mm-hmm. when their bones have gone weak. Yeah. But we tend to ignore what men are doing while we're in the battlefield. Mm-hmm. That's why I keep on insisting, even in the men's conference, let us be our greatest encouragers.
How would you advise men to express themselves, Chris, but still, you know, keep their dignity in quotes, so to speak, you know, still feel like a man?
I think that since communication is a two-way thing, we have to rope in the ladies as well into that conversation. Mm-hmm. Because if the man is going to express himself, is either expressing himself to other men or to the ladies. And from the context of our conversation, generally, then this question would be, how does a man speak to a lady or another man and not lose the dignity? There was that element that Arbi was talking about before of trust. Relationships are built over time. You've got to know whom you can tell what and at what time. Know how much they can handle. One of the greatest challenges for men, especially when they are speaking to the women in their lives, is the fear that when they expose themselves, it will be used against them. Right. Sometimes it's not that men do not want to speak. It's just that they're not very sure that if they tell you where they really are at, you will not use that against them. Right. For a man to get, I'll go back a bit into the question you asked RB as well, a man wants to be appreciated, and how does he get his wife to appreciate him? He probably has to let her know where he's coming from so that she can understand what it has taken him to be where he is right now. He probably grew up without a father, or he used to struggle. He used to be violent before, and now he's not as violent. Maybe he's screaming, but he's not violent anymore. it's the journey. When somebody understands your journey, then they probably would appreciate where you are at. But the question is, how many people would hear about your journey and not use it against you?
Right, very few, I suppose.
Very.
Yeah.
Good point there. Let's talk about some real-life scenarios. You can even call this a Q&A session known or called, Is It True? So I've got a couple of questions that I want to throw to the two of you, and you can tell me yes, no, or, you know, just pretty much give your views. So, RB, let me start off with you. Is it true that even when a man is the best father in the world, he can actually get jealous of his kids with his wife giving the children or turning her entire attention to the children? Jealousy can creep up.
Oh, not me. For my child, if my child gets the best, that's for me is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens when your wife's attention is fully on the children and you feel left out?
I have to be careful how I answer this one because of the comments. Unaongea nini na hauna bibi? Ulisikia wapi?
Go.
No, but I'll answer. Let me not shy away from this.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, I speak as a man. When you get married, of course, we still have a side of us that needs to be loved.
Yeah.
There is the man who is the lover, there is the leader, and there is the warrior.
Yeah.
So the lover must be loved by the wife. So if the wife denies the lover that attention, it will hurt the man.
It will hurt the man.
Yeah.
Chris, is it true that men really want to hear the words, I love you, from his wife, his children, even parents if it be, yeah? Even if he doesn't show it?
Well, you know, I want to bring it to the place of when you're raising a son, what are the needs of that son? I think it is easier for women to understand how to nurture a boy than it is for them to relate with a man. Because when they relate with a man, they change the rules. But this man is just that boy who grew up. He still has the need for affirmation. He still has the need for appreciation. He still has the same way you're holding your 4-year boy and your 5-year-old boy and you're loving on them and you're showering them with praise and appreciation and affirmation. This boy is going to grow up. His emotions are just going to be intact. Same way. So he may be 40, but he's just the same boy, same emotional needs. He's grown mentally and other ways, but he still needs to hear those words because he has an emotional side. So men also want to hear that they're appreciated
and loved.
That they're loved. they want to know that. You see, the question you've asked, RB, as well. I've got boys who will get up and come in and spend a lot of time around their mom sometimes, and I'm wondering, am I not in this house?
Invisible.
But it's not a jealousy.
It
doesn't bring a jealousy generally because these are your boys or your children. It's just that the woman must be careful not to isolate the man because it's not a competition. Now, what is that thing that RB is talking about that makes the man still feel I want to be in there? They want to know that they're also valued in this relationship. They're loved, they're appreciated, they're respected.
Okay, all right. Is it true that as a parent, one of the most crucial aspects when raising a son is encouraging him? What does being your son's biggest cheerleader do for him? And we're, you know, specifically now that we're focusing on men's issues and boys' issues, RB, being your son's cheerleader.
I'm an uncle to nephews. And maybe some of the things that we struggle with at our age now is a manifestation of what we did not get when we were younger. So it is important for a man to tell you, especially the voice of another man, an older man telling you, you can do it, you have what it takes. It adds something within the boy, like if my father said it, if my uncle said it, if my mentor said it, then there's nothing I cannot achieve in this world. Those words are so important at a young age. You may not see the importance at that time based on their reaction because of their age and their lack of maturity, but later in life, you will see the benefits of those words that you spoke. That base is very important for a boy child.
Wow, I've got a good one here, Chris. Is it true that men want the women in their lives to initiate intimacy once in a while? And let's talk about sex here for a moment, What does that initiation do for a man? First of all, it's very un-African for the woman to be initiating this. And even for us as ladies, you're told that's so unladylike to be the one to initiate it. But, you know, these are some of the things that men don't come out openly to say.
Yeah.
What does it do for a man if the woman is the one initiating the intimacy? You know, doing a bit of PDA, you know?
If you want to know what it does,
yes,
you just need to look at what the side chick does.
Oh, snap.
And you will know the effect of that. You will know. It's interesting how the women in the lives of men will be laid back, and the woman who is supposed to be outside will be proactive.
Yes.
And you will see the difference in that. Because this man will walk into his house to a woman who is not in the mood, and then he will pick his phone and find a woman somewhere who is saying, I wish you were here.
Wow. And that's how the danger begins.
Yes.
Why are you fixing your tie?
No, but I mean, he has summarized it well.
Yeah.
A man also wants to feel he is the object of your desire.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes him feel like a stallion. He's the best thing since sliced bread. Not when he's walking into the house and you're holding a knife and an onion on this side and a T-shirt written Manchester and it's an Arsenal supporter.
But you gave me
but right outfit, wrong timing. There is a time a man must be needed.
Yes.
And that is on the PDAs. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And this culture that is saying that it is wrong for a woman to initiate, that is your husband.
Yeah.
You have permission from heaven, you have permission from the government. Do what you have to do.
The priest said you can.
Yes, what you will not do.
Yes.
Somebody else is willing to do.
And you know, Shiko, we interchange cultures based on convenience.
That's true. That's very true.
We are Africans at some point.
Yes.
We are modernists when it suits us. So we keep on interplaying that.
Yeah.
I think we must be very realistic with the fact that we're not totally African anymore. We have adapted a lot of global cultures as well.
Yeah.
So what we have is a plethora of cultures as well. So we cannot just say it is an African. Every man wants to feel powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what Kenyans have to say via WhatsApp. Very quickly, we've got one here that says, I salute you guys. There is a lot to do when it comes to nowadays marriages and raising up of children. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Shiko. I am Simiu from Nairobi. Men do a lot in this world. They deserve appreciation. I do appreciate my dad every time I get a chance. I thank God for all their hard work. Asante sana for that. And thank you for texting in. Reasons why men are underrated is because most women nowadays are living a competitive lifestyle. So if one's husband does something better than another, that's where the problem starts. Bwana ya nani alininunulia bibi yake gari, wewe hataki pikipiki. Huwezi nunua sort of, you know, all that type of language. Okay, so I get you there. Thank you so much. So competition is real. Women conceive, they get congrats. Who really congratulates men? No one. We are the ones, we are only seen or noticed when angry or when achieving material goals. Okay, thank you so much for that. We'll keep sampling those, but keep talking to us. I'm loving the feedback so far. Why haven't we gotten men calling in, FYI? This is the thing.
We are crying in silence.
Oh my gosh.
But I can tell you,
yes,
maybe most who are watching are men.
Yeah.
We just don't want, because sometimes, and I'll say this, the worst thing you can do to a man is use what he told you in his moment of vulnerability against him. And I've seen sometimes, and let me speak to you ladies a little bit.
Yeah.
I've seen sometimes you ladies going into groups and exposing and abusing your man.
Yeah.
The moment you unclothe your man, you almost lose the power to clothe him again.
Okay, it's like I just spoke a word of prophecy here because we've got a guy who's called in. Duncan. Duncan has called in. Duncan, good morning.
Good morning to you, Shipa.
Hi, thanks a lot for tuning in and of course for calling. Do you have a question or a comment?
I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. According to my own personal ideas, I think the only person who appreciates someone is his mother.
Oh.
That's why you call many men mama's boys. Your mother will always appreciate you.
Yeah.
When you're down, when you're up, she'll always be there by your side.
Right.
But the women of today will always appreciate you when you have something. But kesho kiamka upate hauna, things change.
Wow.
So we need to go back and then to isolate the problems for today's women to learn on how to appreciate men, and the men will appreciate the women in return.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Duncan. And, you know, he's reminding us that we tend to, you know, use this term loosely, mama's boy. But in reality, in a man's world, it is his mother who is his biggest cheerleader. And so if he's not getting that from anyone else, obviously he's going to be close to his mom.
Absolutely.
And look at what's happening during COVID. This is now the true test, you know, in your home, in the workplace. If you are unable to provide, how are things turning out for a lot of men today? I wonder. Anyway, RB.
It is sad when a man is only appreciated when he manifests something physical or material.
Yeah.
The greatest level of appreciation is appreciating a man who has just failed. What am I talking about? A man just lost his job. Next week he has gone, tried to get a job. He didn't get the job. And he walks in and you say, you know what? I appreciate your effort. That is so powerful that man tomorrow will not lock himself in a room. He will say, you know what? Even in my failure, I have been appreciated. Let me keep on keeping on.
Wow, very powerful. How can we recognize when a man is deflated, Chris? And I'm not just talking about relationships because, you know, we're just talking about the men who are important to us in our lives. You know, what signs do I look out for if I'm a colleague, if I'm a friend, you know?
It's first of all, it's difficult to pick up that if you have not built a relationship around this person, because you must be able to pick up the non-verbal communication. For you to do that with somebody, you must develop a certain level of intimacy so that you can tell he's not fine. You can tell from his facial expression, from his body language. You can tell either from his silence or from how he's talking, from how he's observing things, how he's reacting to things. You can tell this person is not fine. So that means that the foundation of all of that is to develop authentic relationships with people. Not just superficial stuff that we do. I need to want to know this person, be there, be present in their life, so that I'm able to pick up when they're not okay.
All right, just hold that thought for a second. I understand Kagwema is on the line. Do we still have him?
Hello?
Kagwema.
How are you, Shiko?
Mzuri sana. Siku nyingi.
Siku mingi hatujapatana.
I know, but thank you for calling in.
Thank you. I want to comment and first of all appreciate those two wonderful gentlemen on the TV.
Okay.
They are doing a good job, and start by saying that men are never appreciated, you know? They are never appreciated because, you know, Shiko, you can stay with a lady throughout your life. You feed her, you clothe her, you do everything. And but once you lose your job or you lose your livelihood, she cannot take care of you. She'll just take care of you maybe for a month or so, and then start broadcasting it to every top Dick and Harry. You see? So that brings men down. But on the other hand, I think the bar is set too high for men, you know? And you don't know, as Brian said, you don't know a man inside. What goes on a man, unless you understand his journey, I think that as a gentleman, you cannot be able to appreciate him. For instance, I'm speaking from the perspective of a window. I lost my wife. People don't know what I'm going through. So it's not easy for a woman to understand me unless she fits in my journey and understands the kind of things I'm going through. Are you there? So that kind of actually asking women to understand men's journey, where are they coming from, what baggages are they to clear, what are their fears, what are their anxieties, and as a result of that, they will understand them very well. Otherwise, thank you so much for those two wonderful gentlemen and keep the conversation going. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you very much. Wow, Kagwema has, you know, really poured out a lot. But, you know, we'll get to what he's just highlighted in the sense that he says that men pour a lot into, especially their relationships, hardly get anything. There's no reciprocating that's going on. But finish your point, Chris, so that we can talk a little bit more about, you know, what's coming out from our audience.
So I say the first thing that
you have to build trust in a relationship. You have to build
this relationship, a level of intimacy in the sense that I know this person so that I can decode the non-verbal communication. I can tell that silence means he is stressed. It means something is going on. I've not seen him around for 3 or 4 days. I need to check up on him.
Wow.
He's not picking calls. Maybe I need to go to the house.
Yeah.
You can't do that superficially.
And you see, the thing is, men tend to go into their man cave and they genuinely want to be left alone.
If you know the patterns of a man, then you will know he has gone into the man cave.
Yeah. Even if you're seeing him physically.
Yes, and you will know. Then you will also know how to be there for this man. Sometimes he wants to be left alone. Does not mean he doesn't want to have people around him. He just does not want you to pry into why he is there. But you can physically be present without trying to dig the issues.
Okay. All right, we've got a very lengthy text message from what I understand. Let's take a look at who this is. Can we have it up? It says, good morning, Shiko and Mr. Burale. I think this is from earlier. He hadn't seen Chris as well, but Salimika. Men are
not appreciated.
Men are not undervalued. We love them. We have fathers, brothers, and even sons. I think it's how we raise them that will determine their value. If you raise him telling him he's equal to his sister and that he doesn't have to bow down to societal pressure, then he will be okay. Let's change how we raise the men. Again, it's them that don't come out like women. Imagine it's Women's Day and see how women are flossing and flooding everywhere. It's their day. That way we feel them and brand them. They are valued. So why don't these men make such efforts sometimes? I know, right? So last week, we lost our grandmother. Sorry for that. And I was really affected. My brother came to me and was talking to me to be strong. And himself, he appeared ameshapoa. Minutes later, I found him in one room crying. And when he saw me, he quickly stood up, wiped his tears, and walked out. And I asked myself, why should men hide their feelings even in such situations? It is bad to do so. Wow. Wow. Is it bad to express? That's the question.
I actually relate to that.
Yeah.
When I buried my sister this year, when I'm with people, you know, you're planning this and service providers, is the coffin ready, is the thing sorted in the hospital, the mortuary fees and all that. But at some point, and I went into the hotel room. Yeah. We were in Mombasa, and I broke down. I needed to release that. Yeah. But then the next day, now on the burial date, I had to be strong for my niece, for example. And but when we were interring her body, at some point I just couldn't hold. And I let it loose. Yeah. And I felt lighter. Yeah. I saw the other day CJ himself talking about his late mother. When his mother died, he showed his vulnerability. And I think that played a major role in his healing, because I know he was close to his mother. Right. So I think we need to get to a place that we can show it, but also let society, as that boy said, let's raise our children well. Don't see me mourning my sister and call me weak. Yeah. Don't see CJ posting telling, I miss you, ma'am, and call him weak. I was disappointed when the MP, Honorable James Nyikal, I think he shed tears about this COVID thing. Yeah. And he was shedding tears not as a member of parliament, because it's how the nurses and doctors have been treated. Right, yes, we saw that. So he was speaking as a professional, because that's his profession. When he broke down, sadly, on social media, the people who hit him hardest were fellow men. Yeah. That release of that pain may have added him another 10 years of his life. Wow. Very, very true. So even as we start to wind up, Chris, how do we go about appreciating men in our lives? And like I always say, it doesn't even have to be your spouse. For example, whether it's a family member, your brother, your sibling, even as an employer or a HOD, because by the way, men are hardly ever appreciated in the workspace. Yeah. So what are some of the tips that you would leave us with on how to appreciate the men that we work with, that we live with every single day?
I'll go back into saying we need to know every man at a personal level. Yeah. Every man has had unique struggles. They have had unique challenges. Yeah. And so success for men is not uniform. For somebody, it takes everything for them to stay on a job. Yeah. Because everything within them tells them to quit. For somebody else, it takes everything for them to be sane. Yeah. You've got to know them as individuals and not try to put them on the same pedestal with anybody else. Right. And then let the appreciation be truthful. It is not about flattery. Yeah. It is me appreciating that in this area you have done well. But in this area, I feel that you can do better.
Wow, and that actually cuts across from every type of relationship. You've done well here. here I'm not so happy about this.
Yes.
Right.
And then it's got to be consistent. It shouldn't be, now when I'm upset with you, then there's nothing good about you. It's got to be consistent.
Right.
Because sometimes we tear down people like that. In the moments of madness, so you make the person feel like there's absolutely nothing good about them. Then they're wondering, but yesterday I was your hero. I was this man that you love. It's got to be consistent. And when you have an issue, part of the appreciation of the man, Shika, I will say, is the positive criticism. And when you have an issue, you stick to that particular issue. And you say, look, I think you can be coming in earlier. I think you can be doing this. You don't make it a blanket thing to tear down the man as if he is not making any efforts. So it's got to be consistent. It's got to be truthful. So that they also can trust it.
Right.
If I came here dressed in a very bad way and then RB tells me you're looking good, I'll know he has lied. So I will not trust it. But if he tells me, look, you needed to have done a better shot or something, the next time he tells me you look good, that is truthful. So I will actually feel that is validation.
All right.
So I will know that is true appreciation.
RB, as we wind up, I want you to speak to men who genuinely believe, and I guess perhaps it's society, who have ingrained this in men, that all you need in this world to be everything that you are is money. You talked about financial elasticity earlier on. There are men who believe that is the be-all and end-all of a man. Mwanaume lazima ni pesa. With money you can get the woman. With money you'll get the love. With money you'll do this. Money, 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 money.
Right. Money is good, it's important, but if you make it your be-all and end-all, when money disappears, you'll think about suicide. If not suicide, you'll go into depression. Just to tell men here, you got to understand who you are, why you came to the face of this earth. You are here to create impact and to be a solution provider. And sometimes it's not based on your financial elasticity. Some of the greatest men live in slums. Some of the most empty men live in 5-bedroom mansions. So it is the day you die. What will you be remembered for? And I say this over and over again. Nobody remembers the kind of car Nelson Mandela drove. But if you say the long walk to freedom, you will know who you're talking about. Nobody knows the kind of suit Martin Luther King loved. But if you say, I have a dream, you know who you're talking about. So a man is based on your value system, on your purpose on earth, and the way you will change lives. And every man, today, you're one day closer to your death. Make it count.
Thanks for reminding us. All right, so are we going to sample some text messages as we say Kwaheri? Okay. All right, so we do appreciate, unfortunately, we are out of time from what I understand from my director. Apologies for that, but thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, we can't appreciate it enough for joining us, and gentlemen, for even speaking out so boldly about some of the issues that are affecting men and boys. Keep talking to us at K24 TV yet again and through our WhatsApp number. Much appreciated as we continue with our great programming right here on K24 TV. A big thank you to Robert Burale, the coach with us. Asante sana.
Thank you for having me.
Usipotee sana, but if I don't see you next year, I'm on your case.
Look for CS Kadu. He has my number.
Chris, I know I'll probably be seeing you sometime, you know.
Yeah, you will.
All right, thank you so much for also making time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Sasa. And of course, on behalf of the entire breakfast crew, thank you yet again. My name is Shiko Kaitani. Have a blessed day up ahead. The Daily Brief is up next.